Hey guys, Dan here with another pickups video. This time doing books I've picked up for June 2019. Besides that, this gives me an opportunity to talk with you guys about things I'm doing differently with my channel, just so you guys kind of have a heads up, because you guys are the viewers, you are the ones who watch my videos, so I kind of want to keep you guys up to date on what I'm doing. Differences, you're going to notice things, I'm going to change things slightly. I have family up visiting me this summer, so my filming and my upload schedule is going to change slightly. I don't know at this time if I'm going to continue to be able to upload on Fridays anymore due to having family up. I might go to just doing Saturdays and Sundays, possibly Mondays, but they would be early Monday mornings Eastern Standard Time if I do that. If you have not noticed, my channel has been growing a lot in the last few months, and because of that, I've gotten a new opportunity from Amazon affiliates. They have this new program called OneLink, where now I will be able to link. My links should be, don't quote me on this because I'm hoping they work with YouTube. I know for sure that they work with blogs because you have to link a JavaScript code in your blog, but I'm not able to do this on YouTube. I'm just doing as I've been doing, where I'll just link, you know, the item code in the video description. But if they do work for YouTube, the Amazon links should work, of course, for the United States, the UK, and Canada. Amazon knows that there is a big, huge selling potential for India and, of course, Australia, but they're not a part of the OneLink program, which I don't understand why they're not. I spoke to a representative the other day, and I kind of threw it out to them. You know, you guys should really add all English-speaking nations as a part, because to be honest with you, English-speaking nations are my viewers. You're the ones who want to hear about these books, you want to hear about these reviews, and yeah. So not only that, I did a long time ago when I first started my channel, I did create a book depository. Like, every time I say book depository, I'm just afraid I'm going to say book suppository, because I always feel like I'm going to mess up and say book suppository instead of book depository. But I did have an account with them way, way back, but I don't remember which email I used. Apparently I didn't use my YouTube email to create that account, so I went to log in and I couldn't find the login information, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. This is going to be for all of you who are looking to purchase the books that I'm reviewing, but, you know, the Amazon links don't work for you, so the book depository will be an alternate link. For people in the rest of the world, you'll have the book depository link. I'm going to make sure, after I film this, I'm going to set up that so that from now on, and I'm going to try and go back and retroactively, like, link stuff in older videos. I started to do this with my OneLink links prior. Another thing I wanted to talk about was, I don't know if you guys even care about this type of stuff, but I wouldn't be opposed to doing a Q&A. I'm really close to getting 500 subscribers. I'm hoping by the end of the year to reach 1,000 subscribers. That is my goal. I don't know that that's going to happen exactly that way, but that is my goal. I'm not really big up on the QA kind of video because I feel like you guys don't really care that much about me personally. You just want to hear about the books, but I could be wrong. So I'm not opposed to that. Like, I kind of sometimes, like, I don't want to be famous from YouTube. Like, I just like to do my book reviews and, you know, talk about whatever. But I sometimes, like, I've fantasized about being interviewed by H3H3 or Joe Rogan. I think that would be pretty cool. But, you know, enough of that. Let's get on with what books I picked up. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm not going to go in the order of the books, like what order I picked them up for June. I'm going to go in order by what's in front of me. And the first one's going to be the most important one, the one I'm most excited about, is The Last Astronaut by David Wellington. This is his newest book. I'm really super impressed by the formatting of this book. If you're not familiar with David Wellington used to be strictly just a horror author. He wrote one of my favorite vampire series, the Laura Caxton series, which I have to talk about this book series because if you like 30 Days of Night, if you like a different kind of vampire, one that's more like animalistic, kind of wild, really scary kind of vampires, then you're going to want to check out his Laura Caxton series. Also, I want to mention that the character herself is like a detective or ex-detective who is a lesbian, but like the whole... it's not like cheesy. Her character is not done in a cheesy way. It doesn't focus on her sexuality. It's just a matter of fact. It's just who she is. It's not like a cheesy like point like to characterize her in some way, which I found other writers to have done before. And David Wellington does it in a very tasteful way. Like I said, he's one of my favorite authors. He does have ties to my area because he did go to SU, Syracuse University, go Orange. Currently lives in Pennsylvania. He may live in Philadelphia. Don't quote me on that. It may say on the back of the book, or maybe not. But yeah, because my channel has been growing, my views on my book blog, I've been getting a lot more views. I follow him on Twitter, and I knew that this was coming out, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go, he seems like a really cool guy, I'm just going to go ahead and message him, and of course he replied, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you know, let me talk to my book publisher, and we kind of chatted back and forth through email, and he wanted, you know, the link to my channel, the link to my blog, all that, like, views, stuff like that, which I don't blame him, and he... you know, says, hey, you know, I'll definitely give you a copy. And this was a couple months ago, so when this came in the mail, I forgot, and I didn't know what it was. It didn't say who it was from, I don't recall. I think I kind of saw the package and I was like, oh, it's a book. You know, it could be from anybody. And so I didn't do an unboxing. I don't know if I'm going to do unboxings for books anymore. They just don't really get that many views. And they're not really a surprise to me. I mean, this one would have been a surprise for me because I forgot he was going to mail it to me. I honestly thought he, like, maybe changed his mind and wasn't going to mail a copy to me. So I was surprised when I saw that I actually got this. This is a science fiction, so it is new. This is a new thing for him. I know he did like spy, like secret agent books after the horror books, which I did not read those. I don't know if I feel inclined to read them because I feel like they might be so radically different than what I'm used to from him. But this one is science fiction. It's called The Last Astronaut. It's a near-future thriller that charts one crew's desperate struggle for survival in a terrifying unknown. I kind of heard very positive reviews of this that I don't know if these people are fans of the author or if they're just relatively new and this is the first book they picked up by him. But I read some really good reviews about this. So I definitely plan on reading this in the near future. I'm currently reading Perfume. After that, I'm going to be reading Wetlands by Charlotte Roche. I think her last name is. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. And then this will be immediately after that. So stay tuned for a review of this book. I do eventually plan on reviewing this. Okay, so then I found these. Of course, my library has, like, you know, free books on a cart every once in a while. So I've heard good things about this. This is Bret Easton Ellis's Less Than Zero. I've had friends who read this. I know it was a movie. I never saw the movie, but I heard good things about this. Some people recommended it to me. I honestly did not like American Psycho. I might have to reread American Psycho to, I don't know. I thought that the whole like descriptions and everything in American Psycho was a little bit over the top, so that's kind of why I didn't really like it. But I'm willing to give that author another chance by reading that. Also, I picked up this really kind of not too shabby, but kind of worn out copy of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. A coworker who is not an avid reader, they're more of a casual reader, recommended this series to me. She said it was really, really good. She's like, you really got to check it out. She gave me the book 2 in the series, but then I saw that the library had a free copy of the first book. So I was like, you know what, I'll pick up the first book. I know it's like one of those translated books, translated from Swedish, so I hope it retains the original, like, full prose and everything from the original, but you never know. My mother-in-law gave me this. It's a brief history of everyone who ever lived. This is a book about genetics, DNA, and history. I did a 23andMe test a couple of months ago. Like, I wasn't going to do a, hey, what are my results kind of video. I know those are kind of trendy now on YouTube. I didn't do one of those, but, I feel like that's a personal thing that, if you want to share that stuff with the world, I personally don't want to share that with the world. So, yeah, but I am interested in that kind of stuff, so this does sound interesting. This is nonfiction. I don't know when I will get to this in the future, but I plan on reading it sometime in the near future, hopefully before the end of the year. And then my library in the city I live in, it's just kind of a smaller library, and they're not really as big as the library I usually frequent, so they're kind of, financially strapped because they don't really have a lot of funding for new material and all that. So I wanted to support them. They had a book sale, and it was fill a bag for $5, which is a little bit more than like other book sales in nearby cities, because those ones usually do $2 or $3 fill a bag sales, which is a better deal. And there's usually, more of the books I'm looking for, where this one was kind of a struggle to find something that I was interested in. I tried to find as many books as I possibly could, so some of these may be a stretch, like stuff I'm not really 100% into, but I did it for a good cause because I wanted to support my local library. I've got Day by Day Armageddon. This is a 2-book and 1 volume. I may have already read these for all I know, but like I said, it was supporting a good cause. Hopefully, this guy was writing zombie fiction before The Walking Dead, before the market was oversaturated with zombie fiction. This guy, J.L. Bourne, was writing zombie books, and I may have already read these, but it would be good to reread them. They're in a complete volume like that. And then I picked up Zecharia Sitchin's The End of Days. This is nonfiction, and if you've never heard of this guy, he's known for The 12th Planet, which is his first book in this long series. It's supposed to be... he interprets and kind of translates a Sumerian and Mesopotamian tablets, the cuneiform writing, and kind of interprets those legends and whatever those writings to suggest that our civilization is derived from aliens having visited our planet, and that there was a 12th planet that has a really, really huge orbit that takes like thousands of years before it, like instead of like ours is 24 hours, like their orbit is like thousands of years. So it's kind of weird. So we would think of them as like godlike humans. So I listened to the first book, The 12th Planet. I thought it was kind of interesting. It was very high in info dump. If you're not into like getting hit with like a ton of information all at once, I wouldn't recommend it. But you know, I enjoyed it. I don't know that I 100% believe that our civilization was founded by aliens, but you never know. I'm more apt to believe that than an imaginary guy just snapped his fingers and said, "There you go. There's the world." So it's more logical for me to believe that than to believe in an all-encompassing, you know, God. So yeah, that's why I picked this up. This was one of the ones that is not, I don't know, it might not be available in audiobook format, but it may be. But hey, you know, like I said, I was trying to find books to fill a bag, so I got that. Also picked up D.H. Lawrence, Sons and Lovers, and this is the guy who is the author of Lady Chatterley, which was written in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So this is kind of, I imagine this is going to be full of, you know, it's going to be probably erotica. Don't read erotica all the time, but sometimes, and this looks like an older copy. It's a hardcover. Originally published in 1913, but this is a 1994 reprint, so it's not too old. And then I've got, what is this? Oh yeah, Ian Rankin, Rebus, The Early Years. Okay, it's a crime writer. I thought I kind of got this guy confused with a sci-fi writer, but I do like true crime, so possibly. Oh, it's a combination of books, 3 different books. So that might be interesting. Never read them before, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And this last one, I kind of saw this and put it in the bag on a whim. It is Bitch by Elizabeth Wurtzel. I guess she's the author of Prozac Nation, but, you know, I've heard good things about Prozac Nation, never read this author, so I'm kind of wondering, you know, I'm willing to check this out just to get a different perspective on life, just to, you know, hey, I might love it, I might hate it, I don't know, I might never read it, but I'm, you know, like I said, I was trying to fill a bag to support my local library. Also, my library friend there, he picked this one out of donations. Sometimes people donate books in. He was like, oh, hey, you know, I saved this for you in case you wanted it. It's The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker. I think that I started to read this a long, long time ago, but then our house caught on fire and we lost everything, so I don't think I ever finished it. And it's a beast. So I got that one too. Also, this one, New Orleans Ghosts by Victor C. Klein. Might be interesting. Supernatural type stuff. This looks like it's one of those, like, probably like one of those non-fiction type books. I don't think this is a fiction book, but it could be okay. And he also gave me some single issues along with a graphic novel that was signed by the author. I'll show you that first. The Way of the Wizards. He's kind of big on fantasy. I'm not really, see, it's signed by the author. Not really that big on fantasy, but, you know, hey, you know, it might be interesting to read. He just doesn't have room in his house for all these books, so, yeah, he decided I would appreciate that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. That's like he gave me a couple of loose single issues. Cerebus, which I've never read. I do remember that character from the 90s. Beavis and Butthead. Camp Candy, like Roger Rabbit. Just different miscellaneous Police Academy. Avengers, Married with Children. Just some, like, one-shot type books that, you know, they're probably in the penny bin now. Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation, Exo Man of War, which I'm kind of really like that character from Valiant, Thor, and what is this last one? Hellstorm. So yeah, those are the books that I picked up in June. If you have any questions or comments about anything I've discussed in this video, you know, let me know down below. If there's any of these books you think I should get to sooner than later, also throw that out down there. If you would like to do a Q&A, I kind of threw it out there. I mean, I don't know that everybody who watches my videos watch these pickup videos. I'm kind of hoping that they do. But if you don't, because I know, I know I can understand if somebody doesn't want to listen to me ramble on about stuff, but it is what it is. So that is it. Upcoming changes. Stay tuned for those. And that's all I got for you guys. Till next time, later.